Welcome to the Compass e-learning series. This session will explain locking your budget in Compass. In order to facilitate comparative reports, Compass contains both actual and budget data for the current year plus 4 additional years. Actual data is updated each month to include historic results. The remaining forecast months are also updated based on these results, as well as any rate forecast or assumption changes that are entered by the institution. Budget data remains unchanged until a budget revision is formally approved. The trick is that a new budget is billed in the actual section of Compass, not the budget section, because the budget section should only be changed with formal approval. So, lock budget is the process for moving the approved budget projections from the actual data to the budget data. Usually, budget approval is an annual process, with the new budget effective on January 1st of the new year. Sometimes budgets are updated at other times during the year, and we'll cover that a bit later. But for now, let's walk through the annual locking process. First, be sure to compute the plan before you start the locking process. If you have an SBU or consolidated plan, make sure to compute all departments. Computing is the only way to avoid the possibility of data loss. Next, click Utilities from the menu and choose Lock Budget. When the Lock Budget date box appears, make sure that the month is set to January and the year is set to the year of the budget that was just approved. Then click OK. Click Yes in the Please Confirm box when it appears. Compass will copy all your budget data from the Projections tab to the Budget tab. A FinComp box will appear. Click OK, and the Plan Compute box will appear. Click Compute. The Compute summary will appear, and it should show only zeros in the Net Change column. You may want to review and store some reports to document the locked budget. Select Reports from the navigational toolbar. Right-click Balance Sheet in the Financial Reports section of the Reports directory. Click Properties. Set the date range to the budget year. Set Budget to Yes. Click one of the Save buttons or the Preview button to close the Properties box, then print the report or create a PDF to save it for your records. Verify that the second line of the report title starts with Budget. Repeat this process for the income statement or any other budget report that you want to save. Then you can close Compass by clicking the X in the upper right-hand corner, but be sure to choose Yes in the Financial Compass box that will appear when you do that. The last step is to create a backup so that you can recover your exact budget if you should ever need it. Use Windows Explorer and navigate to your Compass Archive folder. Open the folder for the budget year or create a new one if you don't have one. Create a folder in the Budget Year folder called Locked Budget 2019 or whatever the budget year is. Open the Live Data folder and copy all the files in that folder. Return to the Locked Budget 2019 folder and paste a copy of the files that you just copied. That's it. Unless you change your budget again before the end of the year, you're back to your regular process. Should you change your budget, you have two options for how your institution wants to handle the revision. But regardless of which option you choose, don't manually enter any changes under the Budget tab of the Projections area of Compass. All changes must be made under the Projection tab. And when you're satisfied with your changes, make sure to compute your plan, including all departments if you have a branch or consolidated version of Compass. Next, choose Utilities, and then Lock Budget from the main menu. Let's talk about the two options. Option 1 is to use actual results for any months that are completed at the time of the budget revision. That way you begin your new budget with a clean slate and there will be no year-to-date variances. If you want to do that, make sure that the month of the Locked Budget box is January of the budget year. Option 2 is to keep the old budget numbers in the months that have passed rather than the actual results. To do that, change the month in the Lock Budget box to the month your new budget will be effective. This will preserve the budget variances from the prior months. Regardless of the option, complete the remaining steps in the annual process after choosing the date and clicking Yes to the Lock Budget box. When you create a backup, use a different file name from the Lock Budget 2019 so that you can preserve both the original budget version and the revised budget version. There's one other issue that may occur during your budget process. Sometimes management may do what I call a partial approval. That means is they approve the budget, but they want a few changes. The trick is they only want a few changes. They don't want other line items to change in any way. There's a separate e-learning series video called Freeze Compass during budget approval that explains exactly how to accomplish that. If you have any other questions at any point in this process, give Compass support a call at 800-323-3281. Thanks for taking the time to review this presentation and for being a PlanSmith client.